Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm former Spokane City Councilwoman Candace Mom, and we're here for the swearing-in ceremony of County Commissioners-elect Amber Waldref and Jordan. We are also here to witness a new era of county government. Not only are we adding 2 new seats, but they are all now elected by district, which is a form of government similar to what the city of Spokane has done for the past 2 decades, and the response has been pretty good. So we expect the same for the county commission. We would like to first recognize all the wonderful public servants who are sitting in the audience today who have committed their life to public service. I first want to recognize Chairwoman Carol Evans of the Spokane Tribe of Indians, their tribal council, and also Councilwoman Monica Nasket. I want to recognize the Chairwoman of the Spokane County Commission, Mary Keeney, and also Commissioner Josh Kearns, who represents the furthest north district. I want to also recognize Washington State Director of the Department of Commerce and former State Senator Lisa Brown. Also, State Representatives Marcus Riccelli and Tim Ormsby. And also our current Spokane City Council President, Brian Banks, and Spokane City Council President Pro Tem Lori Kinnear, and Spokane City Council member Betsy Wilkerson, who is also in the audience, as well as former City Councilwoman Dean Lynch. Hi, Dean. Thanks for being here. We first want to welcome Carol Evans to the podium. She is the chair of our native Spokane tribe, and we thought it was most important that she share her words of wisdom and blessing on this event. Chairwoman Evans.
Can you hear me? Hester Petia. Good evening, my friends and relatives. Samasa Kuhisquet. Samasa is my Spokane name, my Indian name, and it was given to me by my late grandmother, Cecilia Pion Abrahamson, and she was a member of the Coeur d'Alene tribe. My parents were Leroy and Pauline Stearns, and they were members of the Spokane tribe. And so I always introduce myself in my traditional way, because if I tell you who I am, who my parents and my ancestors are, you may have a deep connection to my family, because my family come from the original peoples of this land. We were the Spokane people, the Spokane people, and we lived in the Spokane region, about 3 million acres, and we were a river people, a salmon people, and we fished right down here by the Spokane Falls, and we a beautiful fishery. And our tribe today works at trying to bring back the salmon. Our elders say, bring back the salmon and you will heal. And that's a big thing for us. And we had a salmon release right down the river here this last summer, and we have some reds now, and so we're working on bringing back the salmon. But I'm just so honored to be a representative of the Spokane tribal leadership, and really I've been honored to be an elected leader for my tribe for almost 10 years now, and so I'm just really honored to be here tonight and to be able to welcome you to this special event where we are honoring the taking of office by 2 wonderful leaders that are going to take office tonight and take their oath of office. And it's such a beautiful thing to be a servant of the people. And that's what leaders are servants of the people. We serve the people whether they're rich or poor. We serve them whether they are no matter what color their skin is. And we continue to always look for ways to connect with everyone and everything, whether it is the children, the elders, and anyone in between, whether it is the land, the air, or the water. We're here to make all things work together in a circle, in the circle of life, and to do our part to make a better place for all of the people we serve, for everything we do. And so I'm just so very honored to be able to welcome you to this event, to be here and celebrate with you the beautiful oath of office that these individuals are going to take. And, you know, it isn't always easy, but it is so, it is so gratifying to be able to be a servant of the people. And, you know, and Candace knows this, just listening from the heart is what it takes. If you listen with the heart and not just with the mind, because if you listen with the heart, it goes to the mind and it ends up being the best decision and the best way to serve. So I thank you for letting me be a part of this beautiful ceremony, and just really honored to be able to welcome you here tonight. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Chairwoman Evans. Well, Commissioners-elect Amber Waldref and Chris Jordan have each invited a guest to come and say a few words of benediction for their ceremonies. And Commissioner-elect Waldref has invited Father Joe Weinsteiner, the retired priest of the Catholic Diocese of Spokane, to share a blessing. Father Joe was the parish priest at St. Patrick's Church in Hilliard when Amber was growing up. And he worked with Amber's mom for 15 years at the church and has been a community spiritual leader and a lifetime family friend. Please welcome Father Joe.
They said I have to eat the mic. Thank you, Candace. And Amber, thank you for inviting me here. It's a very important moment in your life. And you know, every child is just a flowing river of possibilities. You really prove that true. Okay. And it was my fun to watch you grow up and be a fine lady. Well, and we're here to pray for you, Amber. And my prayer would be that the Spirit of God be with you as you write another chapter in your history. The spirit of understanding and fortitude, of counsel, of wisdom. And that this Spirit be there to instruct you in all your beginnings and guide you towards progress for our community. And another prayer would be, Amber, knowing you, is that you stay healthy. Yes. And brush your teeth and say your prayers. You heard me say that. You heard me say that many, many times in that school, didn't you? Yes. And I also pray for your family, your mom and dad, your sister, who played such an important part in your life growing up. And I remember your mom, and I'll pass this advice to you too, but when Rita first came to St. Patrick's Parish, we had a meeting and we set our basic goals. And basic goals were that, first of all, attention to our God. Secondly, attention to our family. And thirdly, the job. Because the job certainly will end, as all jobs do. Then you have God and family. They'll be with you throughout it all. I'd like to pray too for all the leaders in our community who have been of service, who have served others in a multitude of ministries and missions. And a good example you have given to Amber, I'm sure, in her life. And finally, Amber, we have to sign up this July for our annual boat trip in Port Lake. I'm sure we didn't really quick up. So God bless you. You're surrounded by loving people. You know, when you love somebody, you want only the best for them. And these people love you, they support you. And we're looking forward to a great career as Commissioner of the 2nd District. I park right next to your spot, by the way. I can take you to it, Amber. And God bless everybody. And to that we say, amen. Amen.
Now it is time. I would like to call up Commissioner-elect Amber Waldref and her beautiful family, her husband Tom Flanagan, and her gorgeous daughters Carolina and Nora. The oath will be administered by Superior Court Judge Tony Hazel, who just happens to be a friend of Amber's and graduated with her from Gonzaga Prep.
So, oops. Okay.
Waldref, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Go ahead and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I'll now administer the oath. I state your name.
I, Amber Waldref,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I am a citizen of the United States
that I am a citizen of the United States
and the state of Washington.
and the state of Washington,
That I am legally qualified to assume the office
that I am legally qualified to assume the office
of Spokane County Commissioner, District 2.
of Spokane County Commissioner, District 2,
That I will support the Constitution and the laws
that I will support the Constitution and the laws
of the United States and the state of Washington.
of the United States and the state of Washington,
And that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
discharge
the duties of the office to the best of my ability.
the duties of the office to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You are hereby sworn. I am now signing this. And I'll have you sign.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay.
You are so smart. Thank you.
We are going to hear from her in a moment, but we are going to do the other swearing in next. And Commissioner-elect Chris Jordan has invited the Reverend Ken Christy Phillip of the Episcopal Diocese of Spokane to provide a benediction as well. And Commissioner-elect Jordan met Reverend Ken Phillip through his family's 5-generation connection to this church, to St. Andrew's Church in Emerson, Garfield. So please come up and share your benediction. Thank you.
I have to say that I don't have quite as much history with Chris as Father Joe does with Amber. Our acquaintances just in the last few years, but I've come to know Chris as a very effective and vital spiritual leader in his own community at St. Andrews, and I think also in our diocese, and I appreciated that very much. And my words of benediction are couched in a slightly more, formal prayer. So I invite you to pray with me. We thank you, gracious God, for all who give their lives to public service, and particularly to this county commission. Bless their work together and give them a cooperative and creative spirit. We thank you for Chris, newly elected, who brings to this work a career in service that is focused on children and families, often the most vulnerable among us. Bless this new part of his journey, we pray, as he joins this body, bringing his unique experience to this work of governing on behalf of us all. Amen.
Thank you so much, Reverends. Now, it is my distinct honor to invite up Commissioner-elect Chris Jordan, his wife, Dr. Mara Hazeltine, along with his parents, Jeff and Teresa Jordan. The oath will be administered by Court Commissioner Michelle Ressa, and Commissioner-elect Jordan appeared in Commissioner Ressa's court many times as an Assistant Attorney General, handling child safety cases in juvenile courts.
Okay. Ready? Okay.
I say your name.
I, Chris Jordan,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I am a citizen of the United States and the state of Washington.
that I am a citizen of the United States and of the state of Washington,
That I am legally qualified to assume
that I am legally qualified to assume
the office of Spokane County Commissioner, District 1.
the office of Spokane County Commissioner, District 1,
That I will support
that I will support
the Constitution and laws of the United States and the state of Washington,
the Constitution and laws of the United States and the state of Washington,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of this office
discharge the duties of this office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability, so help me God. Thank you. Get a little quick. Get it.
Wouldn't you like to hear from them? Yeah. All right, we're going to invite incoming Spokane County Commissioner Amber Waldref to come and tell us about our future. Commissioner Waldref.
Everyone's so quiet. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot to me and to Chris, and so I'm just excited to start this new adventure. So it's great to be inside here. It's a little warmer than we picked the coldest night of the year just to get you all out. So we really do appreciate it, and I just am very grateful to my family and my friends and all of you, my former colleagues, my future colleagues in the audience. I want to recognize my sister, Vanessa Waldref, and my parents, Rita and George, and Vanessa's husband, Jeff, and my niece and nephew, Dahlia and Forrest, for being here. And the last time I was sworn into office, Carolina was 5 and Nora was 2. So time's passed, but my commitment to this community and a future that is bright for all residents has only grown. So I want to thank Candace and Chairwoman Carol Evans, Father Joe, Tony for being part of this ceremony, Judge Hazel for being part of the ceremony, and to Chris Jordan for sharing the evening with all his family and friends as well. And I want to recognize County Auditor Vicki Dalton and County Assessor Tom Honus as well, who are in the audience tonight, and Commissioner Cuney and Kearns. I look forward to working with you as we embark on some new territory as Candace said 5 county commissioners for the first time. And I know there'll be some growing pains, but I'm confident that together we can forge a path together that will deliver strong, positive results for Spokane County. We are one Spokane County, no matter where we live. City of Spokane Valley, City of Cheney, City of Spokane, Liberty Lake, Deer Park, Airway Heights, Medical Lake, Millwood, Rockford, Fairfield. If you live in an unincorporated area together, we are all one Spokane County. And by working towards common goals, by leveraging all the resources we have, and targeting our investments, I know that we can reduce homelessness. We can create better access to jobs and childcare. We can create safer spaces for youth and vulnerable adults. And we can increase mobility and affordability. We will reduce crime, and we'll do this by partnering across governance with business, with education, and with our nonprofit sector. We are one Spokane County. Over the past 5 years, I've had the honor of serving as director of the zone at the Northeast Community Center. Some of my colleagues are here tonight. And together we worked on a collective impact project that has brought together over 50 multi-sector organizations, 11 schools, state, local, and federal governments, hundreds of residents to generate hope and opportunity in the neighborhoods of Northeast Spokane. Together, we've invested over $7.6 million in programs that reduce poverty and that build skills, education, and community. This work, I bring this up because this work has taught me 3 things. 1, that partnership is really the only way we will create a stronger economy for all residents, no matter what your zip code is. Number 2, that there are resources available to us if we are bold and organized enough to seek them out. And 3, that the resilient, hardworking people of Spokane County are our greatest asset, and that we should invest in our people to create a stronger, brighter future. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my skills and experiences as your District 2 County Commissioner. And please join me and Chris and all of our county leaders in believing in and working towards one Spokane County. I do believe the best is yet to come. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for being here today. I'm really happy to see everybody. I have to say, to be surrounded by all this love, support, and encouragement, it really makes a guy feel good. But in case you're worried that all of this pomp and circumstance will go to my head, know this: the moment we get back home, Mara will swiftly put me right back in my place by gently yet pointedly reminding me just how many items on my honey-do list remain yet incomplete. So right now I'm feeling a big Mr. Commissioner-elect, but later my response to her will be, yes, ma'am. As I was thinking about what to say this evening, I have struggled to find the words. That's been a strange experience for me because, after all, I am a lawyer. We lawyers love to hear ourselves talk. Some say hearing ourselves talk and basking in that sweet sound is our #1 marketable skill. And on top of that, I'm told I'm now a politician too. A double whammy. Yet on this occasion, I am a bit speechless. Maybe it's witnessing the simple majesty of our elections and democratic traditions and getting to play a very small part in that at the local level. But the first word that does come to mind for me today is gratitude. So I'll start there with a thank you to Chairwoman Evans, Father Joe, Reverend Philip, for your uplifting words. I appreciate it very much. To the county staff who welcomed us so warmly, and all the helpers who made the ceremony possible, thank you as well to Commissioner Ressa. I will miss practicing in your courtroom, and I have learned a great deal from you about treating the most vulnerable with dignity. So thank you for presiding for me today. To my colleagues at the AG's office and over in juvenile court, attorneys, social workers, guardians ad litem, tribal workers, court staff, Ashley Cowan's here, and others, thank you for your unwavering dedication to protecting children and supporting families in crisis. You have inspired me. I know public service does make a positive difference because I've seen the unrecognized yet vital work you do in Spokane. Thank you to Mara, my parents, Jeff and Ressa, my whole family here, my friends and supporters for believing me and lifting me up through this effort. We've got mother-in-law Maricor, cousins Stacy and Brett, Claire, aunt and uncle John and Janice, Tom, a close family friend, aunt and uncle Vicki and Daryl, and I might have missed a couple because there's a lot of them. Thank you guys, thank you. To Commissioner-elect Waldref for being a fantastic leader and partner in this ongoing journey. It's been a privilege to run with you, and now it'll be a privilege to serve with you. And most of all, thank you to my neighbors and fellow citizens in District 1 for entrusting me with the solemn responsibility of public service as County Commissioner. I will do my best to work for you every day with integrity. And we're standing here, as others have indicated, because the voters have now spoken. New voices are coming to the table at Spokane County. And I believe that this moment represents a chance for a fresh start for Spokane County, to chart a course that's marked by collaboration, shared problem solving, representation, and community input. There's a lot of important work to do together for all of us, and I'm looking forward to jumping in and contributing to the best of my ability. I know that I'm the new guy around here, so I can't really offer anyone advice, but as I start this new role, I'll try to keep in mind a few pieces of wisdom for myself. As a kid, my mom used to say to me, "Christopher, the world does not revolve around you." I know, hard for a lawyer turned politician to accept, but we know public service should not be about the self and self-interest. This is not about me. It's about the common good, serving the people, listening to all sides and perspectives, yes, even those who did not vote for me, and making the best decision possible for all of my constituents. Some of you know that my grandfather, Jack Spring, was a Major League Baseball pitcher and West Valley coach, and then he passed on his love of baseball but none of the talent. So I have to make a baseball reference. The second piece is keep your eye on the ball. In other words, I will do my best to focus on what really matters to you, the hardworking families of Spokane County, your hopes and concerns, just like the family that I grew up in, working every day to try to make your lives a little better, to make Spokane safer, fairer, more welcoming, more equitable, more affordable, expanding economic opportunity for working and middle-class families. I love Spokane and I believe in our future. That's why I ran, and I know all of you do too. Today is exciting, it's humbling, it's the result of a lot of hard work from many of us, but it's only the beginning. Now the real work begins, the hard work of governing. And like Commissioner-elect Waldref, I ask for the community's help in this shared task. I look forward to learning from the experience and know-how of my new commissioner colleagues, and I appreciate you being here today, as well as county staff, and working with them and with all of you to forge consensus for progress wherever possible. I've worked on bipartisan legislation before, as I talked about in the campaign. I've spent the past 7 years in juvenile court negotiating in good faith. And I do believe that if we focus on shared goals, inviting the community in to help shape those solutions, we might be surprised by what we can accomplish together. I don't think we'll agree on every last thing, and that's okay. That's democracy. But I do believe as well that we can disagree at times, if necessary, with an honest exchange of ideas, a transparent process, and shared goodwill, shared concern for the best interest of all families in Spokane County. Making positive change is not easy. It won't happen overnight. It's a daily effort. So now let's get to work. Thank you all.
The new commissioners would like to invite you to a little after party upstairs in the mezzanine, and they thank each and every one of you for coming. And I would like to present to you your 2 new county commissioners so you can take lots of photos and post them on social media. They're gonna come up here. Come on, right there. These are your new county commissioners, Amber Waldref and Jordan.
Okay, now everybody do a little cheer on 3. 1, 2, 3. Look great. Okay, please